YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing? How are you all doing today? It's a beautiful day here in Redwood City, California, where I live. I'm back at the Bear Island Trail here on the other side of Highway 101 in Redwood City. Out and about for another walk with purpose. 73 degrees. Can't ask for any better weather. I feel good. I hope you're also feeling good as well. I hope you're minimizing any drama you may be dealing with. Yeah. You know, I've been doing this for 6 years, over 6 years now, right? Go ahead. They're all waiting for me. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You know, when you are trying to be respectful and you're trying to avoid people from, distracting their days, and you got a car turning, you got people walking on both sides, and no matter where you go, you're going to disturb someone. And, when you're walking around with a selfie stick and a camera, most times people don't want to be on camera, or, they don't want to feel like there's some creepy person recording them, right? I'm just doing an innocent live stream, right? But I still try to be respectful, so. Anyway, some people say I'm too nice of a guy. Maybe so. Maybe so. I've learned over the years to definitely toughen up, and that's part of why I do what I do out here now. But that's one of my problems. And maybe it's not really a problem. Maybe I was just meant to, help people no matter what it costs me, right? I'm feeling freaking fantastic. And I hope you are as well. Today is episode number 697 of Walking with Purpose Live, and we're 3 episodes away from number 700, another big milestone here for the Walking with Purpose series, which will continue. I know people love the walks, and the walks are a huge part of what I do out here to help people. People love the walks. They love the informal nature of the walk. Sure, we have formal topics, but it's just myself on a beautiful trail or a park, and you wonderful folks out there, and we're having a great conversation. We're chatting back and forth. We're motivating each other. We're inspiring each other. We're helping each other further navigate through this crazy modern world that we all live in nowadays. And that's why I call the show Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Man of the hour. How you doing, Outspoken? I can't read that account. Is that Elaine's dog? Beautiful day? Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Honey Bunch is eating her fourth dinner, and then she'll be here. All right, I'm not quite sure what that means, but anyway, it is what it is. Today's topic is extremely important. And it is important that you folks understand what I mean by the topic. Okay? The topic is be a high-value person by avoiding low-value people. One more time. The topic is be a high-value person by avoiding low-value people. To the people of my wonderful audience here that truly appreciate what Don and I do here. And by the way, Don, we'll be back soon. We're probably going to hopefully do a live stream over the weekend. She is feeling a lot better. Her ankle is almost healed up, but we're babying it because we want it to fully heal, before she fully puts some weight on it. But she's able to walk on it a bit, and the staph infection is pretty much gone. And yeah, God bless her. God bless Dawn. It's been a rough, past couple of years for her. It has nothing to do with me. She's been dealing with some stuff with her daughter and her family and some medical issues. She's dealt with depression, anxiety. She's come out publicly and stated this, so it's not a big deal. She's dealt with depression, anxiety. She lost a lot of weight, and now she's starting to turn it back around. People go through things, right? And then when they have the right support system, in this case, I do love her, and I give her all my support. And I do treat her like a princess because she's earned it. But it's been a hell of a road, a hell of a journey for the both of us. And I can say it's been well worth it. Because when you have good support, when you have a good support system, you can overcome any challenges you encounter. Hey Richard, how you doing? Welcome to the show. It's great to see you here, man. Great to see you. Audio and video good? Can you folks hear me okay? We should be all right. So, what do I mean by be a high-value person by avoiding low-value people? Be a high-value person by avoiding low-value people. A lot of you might think when I say high-value person or a high-value person, a lot of you may think I'm talking about monetarily. That's a small part of it, but that's not really what I'm saying here. A high-value person is someone that has a lot of self-love and self-respect deep within, regardless of what they're worth monetarily. Now, of course, you don't want to be in the poorhouse or anything like that, but you don't have to be a millionaire or billionaire or make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to be considered a high-value person. A high-value person, in my opinion, again, has self-respect, self-love, has empathy for others, okay? And a high-value person is going to be good to everyone and treat others the way they would want to be treated. You're having fun with Tinder, Richard T. Cheat code, young and overweight. So you're thinking because a woman is young and inexperienced and is overweight, thinking that she cannot get, you know, most guys, that if you're one that gives her the chance, then it's worth it, right? Richard, whatever makes you happy, dude. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, it sounds like you're at a point in your life where you just want to bang anything that walks. And you're taking what you can get. That's cool, dude. No worries, dude. I mean, look, even the best of us guys, even guys that are really good looking and have a great personality, we don't get all women. We might be able to get 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. And we don't sit there and overthink it. We just put ourselves out there and go on with our day. And if, our profiles catch the attention of a woman, or if we send out some messages and they respond, cool. If not, we just keep on, keeping on, right? But you do you, bro. Whatever makes you happy, man. If that's what you want right now. Tinder cheat code, young and overweight. God, dude. Pretty and plump, right? Bigger women give the... I have some friends that used to date, and some of them married a bigger woman. And yes, I will have to say there is some truth to that statement about larger and lovelier ladies are very good at certain oral activities. Okay, let's put it that way, man. It's all good, man. We gotta humor the people, I may be 50 years old, but I'm not dead. I'm trying to be a little more mature about this stuff as I age, but sometimes it is what it is, right? Jesus, man. Eli had a long dry spell. I gotta say, I barely lasted a full minute. That's how bad I needed a release. Well, I'm glad that you got your release, bro. Wilbur says, hey, coach, what's going on, man? All right. So a high-value person, again, is going to have self-love, self-respect, and is going to have a good set of morals, values, and ethics. Additionally, a high-value person is someone that is very reasonable and is easy to talk with. Low-value people, and we're going to kind of compare it to some stuff out here on YouTube. We're not going to mention any names specifically. We're going to, just use certain aspects for example purposes, right? Low-value people tend to be very unreasonable. No matter how much you try to reason with them, no matter how much logic and reasoning you present to some low-value people, or many low-value people, or most low-value people, they lack so much self-love, self-respect, and they lack empathy and care for others that instead of being reasonable, they find ways to try to one-up a reasonable, good, high-value person by saying things that are completely erratic and make no sense. Those are the types of people that no amount of logic or reasoning is going to change their mind or, at least allow them to compromise, right? These are the types of people, these low-value people don't believe in compromises. It's either their way or the highway, right? And again, they're very unreasonable. And that's why, if you want to be a high-value person, you need to avoid these people like the plague and associate with other high-value, decent people, okay? Like I've always said, and I'll say it again, like attracts like. You are who you associate with, right? And, because we're out here on YouTube and a lot of people know about me out here, and, I've had some mixed audiences over the years, right? And mixed supporters and stuff. But I think enough people know about me now to understand what I'm saying, and they understand what the difference is between being a high-value person and a low-value person. And if you do consider yourself to be a high-value person, when you start to associate or mix and mingle with low-value people or low-value creators, right, or a low-value group of people, let's just say out here on YouTube, for example, that's what you become. Jenny Sandler with the $10 super chat. Jenny, wow, thank you so much, Jenny. That came out of nowhere. How are you doing? How are you doing? You are absolutely correct. Like attracts like. I always punch up. Wow, Jenny, let me give you a big heart there on that. You see that heart there on that super chat, Jenny? Thank you so much, and thank you for continuing to be a channel member. The members-only live streams with Don and I are coming back. And one is probably going to be happening this weekend. So if you want to watch it, you'll need at least a $4.99 channel membership right here on Coach Eli, 2 authentic live streams. Jenny, thank you so much once again for your $10 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. How's your day going? How's your husband and the kids doing? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Jenny says, I am great, Eli. Hi, everyone. Hey, my channel membership keeps expiring. We are all great. The boys start their new school soon. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it typically will auto-renew unless you cancel it. So it's totally up to you. It's not a big deal. You can cancel it if you want, Jenny. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to hold it against anyone if they want to remove their channel membership or, get it for a month and then cancel it and come back 6 months later. It doesn't matter, But thank you anyway. And I don't know what the issue is, to be honest with you. They're supposed to renew automatically unless, I guess, you either tell them to not renew it automatically or you cancel it before the next payment. Jenny Sandler, welcome to Sponsor 49. Well, thank you, Jenny. Well, it always showed that you had a channel membership, Jenny. I don't know what's going on. I'll look into it afterwards. But thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have an app that does it automatically. Oh, okay. Okay. Senator Palacio, thank you so much. Thank you so much for moderating. I appreciate you. Sandra, thank you so much for your support earlier this morning. Oh, folks, by the way, in case you missed it, if you've been a part of my community for, I'd say, at least 3 to 6 months, this stream will make sense to you. Some of you have known about me for years. It'll make even more sense for you. I did a live stream on the main channel. It was, give me a second here. It was a couple hours long in the middle of the night. And it was, regarding, some people that, I've dealt with over the years. And one of the creators put out a video last night, and I wanted to do a reaction video and share my thoughts on it. So if you've known about me and other people that I've been involved with, or shall I say in this case, they've involved themselves into my into my aspects of my life and out here on YouTube, unprovoked and uninvited, go check it out. I've gotten some great feedback on the stream already, and I do appreciate the feedback. I really want to get more feedback on that stream from people that have been a part of my community and maybe parts of other communities that I've created, fake instigated, endless nonsensical drama. So go over to my main channel. The link is below in the description, youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, and check out that live stream. And I share more there about what stream I was responding to, and I don't really want to get into it here. I want to keep it positive, and the stream I did over there was pretty positive too, but it was just honest. It was an honest response. Pretty much responding to someone that, in my opinion, is just a very unreasonable person. No disrespect intended. Whether they're unreasonable on purpose or not, sometimes I feel they're unreasonable because when you're an unreasonable person, it tends to trigger other people that you're being unreasonable to. And sometimes I think this person is unreasonable on purpose just to feed his audience what they want so they can donate to him, and to keep triggering the person that he's talking about, so that way that person can keep getting triggered, giving him content to further feed his audience what they want so they can feed him more donations. It's a pretty just ridiculous thing in my opinion. But check it out. I just wanted to mention that because I know there are a lot of people that have been a part of that group over there and have known about me, and many of you have supported me over the years, and some of you that found out about me that used to be a part of those drama groups are now really seeing what's going on. Chowder with the $1.99 super chat. As a low value person, I can only afford $2. Well, no, I mean, thank you for your super chat. Chowder, you're not a low value person. I think you're just having fun with that. I think you know what I mean. You gotta understand, and I want to make sure this isn't taken out of context, that what I mean by high value people is not necessarily monetarily. A high value person is someone that has self-love, self-respect, has morals, values, and ethics, is good to people, treats people the way they want to be treated, right? Just a good human being. And also, yes, someone that, is at least making an average income to be able to take care of themselves, right? You don't need to be a rich person to be a high value person, right? Low value people are insecure, are immature, have a lot of instabilities, right? Are spoiled and entitled. They think that their way is the only way, and if you don't conform to every bit of their wants and needs, they eliminate you, or they cry and whine until they get what they want. Those are low value people. And I've encountered many of those low value people out here on YouTube, even recently, right? And let's be real here. Those of you that have been following me for a while, let's be real about it, okay? Listen, I'm not trying to hide anything here. I'm just trying to keep it positive so people can learn. There are a lot of people that have been coming at me lately. There are a lot of people that are tagging me in community posts, doing reaction videos, rebroadcasting my streams. Lots of people. Oh, there are lots of people doing it, right? And I'm sitting back and watching this, and only one thing pops up in my mind. These are low value people. They're low value people. They're low value people that have no self love, no self respect. They're spoiled and entitled, right? They have no morals, values, and ethics. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the truth of the matter. We're keeping it real, right? And see, that's why these people are getting mad and getting triggered and tagging me in community postings and making videos on me because they can't handle the truth. Obviously, what I'm saying is touching a bunch of nerves, right? And if it wasn't the truth, it wouldn't affect your nerves to the point of where you'd want to respond. So, obviously, what I'm saying is bothering them. So that's proof right there within itself that what I'm saying is true. The truth hurts, right? If you agree the truth hurts, put a 1 in the chat. If you agree that the truth hurts, put a 1 in the chat. Cynthia, how you doing? Thank you for continuing to be a channel member. How are you, Cynthia? Richard, I have a bottle of whiskey, and I'm going to make a drinking game out of your stream. If you go live Friday evening, every time you say Coach Eli haters, I will take a shot. Well, I don't really plan on talking about the Coach Eli haters really that much. Like I really want to get away from giving them any attention. Let them do what they're going to do. It's not a big deal. You know, Richard, I've said everything I've had to say, right? There's nothing left for me to say to any of these low-value people I've been dealing with. And yes, I do consider, and this is just my opinion, right? I do consider every single one of these people that have come at me with ridiculous stuff when everything I've ever said and done is with the best intentions to help people. These people are low-value people. They're just low-value people that have no self-love, no self-respect. You know, their critical thinking skills don't exist. They're unreasonable. You practically present something to them in a very reasonable way with proof, and then they say, "Oh no, you're lying. You know, that's not what's going on." No, the thing is, it's funny when these unreasonable, you know, low-value people, when these unreasonable low-value people go through the same things that they've done to me, they want to complain that other people are harassing them, but when they themselves do the same thing to me, it's not harassment, it's their opinion. Oh, A-okay, right, okay. It's all good, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And that's why there's no upside for any high-value person to deal with the low-value people. In this case, there's no upside for me dealing with any of these low-value creators or hate groups or anything like that. Okay? There's no value there, right? And again, they're all getting mad because I dismiss them because I want no hate or no drama. Because I want to do things that are going to squash all my problems and move on and move forward in a positive way, right? There are people that are still, you know, coming at me regarding a court case I settled like 3 weeks ago, right? Get over yourselves. It is what it is. You're not my mother or father. I made decisions. If you don't like my decisions, so be it. Right? But the more and more you folks keep responding to me, and the more and more you keep talking about this, the more and more your value lowers in my eyes. Good day, Eli. Nice day in California. Lad, hey, yeah. Goth Influencer, what's going on? Zero Jules, how you doing? Jenny Sandler, hello, Zero Jules, welcome. Yeah, good evening, Eli. How you doing, Jules? Welcome. Again, Jenny Sandler, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. And then the $4.99 channel membership. I'm great. It's past midnight here, so I like to listen to you when you do these streams. Well, thank you, Jules. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'd like to bring you back to the moderator crew, Jules, and I just want to make it clear that, I'm really looking to move forward from low-value people completely, not just in the real world, but on YouTube and online as well. I'm looking to create a group of high-value people. Like I said before you probably got here, when I say high-value people, I don't mean someone has to be rich necessarily to be a high-value person. You're high value based on how you feel about yourself, how much you love yourself internally, how much respect you have for yourself, right? The way you treat other people, if you treat them the way you'd want to be treated, right? If you have empathy for others, if you're a reasonable person with others, right? That's a high-value person, and I'm really looking to focus more on dealing with high-value people that are open-minded, that are reasonable, that are looking to solve problems instead of create more problems. I was trying to change the camera there. There we go. It's nearly morning here as well, Zero Jewel says, Goth Influencer. Zero Jewel says, I don't do drama, Eli. I may watch a little here and there, but I don't take part in it. I prefer more uplifting content these days. Well, I appreciate that, Jules. Yeah, Jules, when I get back home, I'll look to verify your account, and then I can bring you back on as a moderator. And I don't care what other people say. I'm at this point right now. I'm going to do what I feel is right. I'm going to moderate whoever I want to moderate. I'm going to work with people I want to work with, and I'm going to completely avoid low-value people. I'm going to completely avoid and ignore low-value people, right? Another thing, low-value people tend to be very antagonistic. Low-value people want to be a high-value person so badly that a lot of times what they'll do is they'll antagonize high-value people and try to knock them down a few pegs or knock them down to their low-value level, so that way these low-value people can feel better about their pathetic, miserable selves, right? Instead of just focusing on becoming a better person, learning to love themselves more, learning to have more self-respect for themselves, learning to respect more others in the way they would want to be respected, right? It's a two-way street, and a lot of these low-value people just want to take and not give a damn thing. It's the truth of the matter. Wow, congrats on the mod team crew. That's an honor. Misery Loves Company is outspoken. Yeah, outspoken and Goth Influencer. I'm just kind of curious to know, how many of you saw the live stream I did overnight about almost like 12 hours ago on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas? It was called Practice What You Preach. And I was responding to a certain creator that has been making unreasonable commentary on me for years because it's what incites donations to his audience. It's all good though. I just laugh at it now. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. But how many of you saw that stream and what were your thoughts about it? You know, um, again, I've gotten some feedback by email and even in the comments section from people that used to be a part of that drama group, and they're like, "Oh, we left the drama group." And now we realize what you're saying. We realize what it is, fake instigated drama, right? You're all part of a script, right? You're all part of a script. And when you're of no use, when you're not monetizable anymore, you're tossed out like yesterday's news, right? See, I would never do that to anyone. I'm not like that, right? But some people are. Some people that, run these drama entertainment per se channels out here on YouTube, that's what they do. But it's been very interesting how many people are beginning to see how creators, and there are many creators that create this type of content, how these creators do it. They're realizing that they're being gaslit, right? You guys know what gaslighting is, right? They are being gaslit, right? A lot of these creators, they are. Oh, I gotta show you this. This is coming right above me. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? Look at how low that is. Wow. That's the San Carlos private airport right next to Redwood City here. And that's what I love about being on this trail. It's peaceful, and then you have beautiful private jets flying over. I love watching planes fly while out in nature like this. It's fucking fantastic. Zero Jules, I watched it. He's never going to change. You either accept him as he is or just ignore him. Well, yeah, the thing is, I've been ignoring him and so many others, but he antagonizes people on purpose, Jules, to draw them back in because he needs us for his content, especially when there's an audience of Coach Eli haters that he needs to feed this to, right? So, Jules, here's the thing. More and more people are seeing that now, which is why I'm even talking about it, because, again, yeah, you can ignore these types of creators, including him. But what happens when you ignore him and other people that he works with? They come into your chats and they antagonize you and they overtake your chat. They flood your chat until you react and they say things to try to trigger you, right? So, in essence, it is like gaslighting, right? These creators are basically using deep manipulative tactics to suck you back in because they need you as the main character of their content at times, especially if their audience wants them to talk about a certain person, in this case me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all I've done is continue to raise awareness and I make people aware of what's going on so people can truly learn how to avoid these type of things, right? Oh, we don't have to mention who we're talking about. We're talking in general here, dude. Goth influencer Jinx. Goth says, I missed that stream. Check it out. Outspoken, check it out if you missed it. Goth influencer, lots of low value people on YouTube. Zero Jules says, I think the world is bad enough without me adding to it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really want to thank everyone for the great feedback lately. I've received a lot of feedback involving the situation where I dissected the creator that goes by the name of Real Talk Christina, where I shared a response and I reacted to some stuff that she's publicly said out here on the internet, which I have the right to do that. That doesn't make me a piece of crap like some people say. I'm just reacting to things just like it's funny how these people that call me a piece of crap, they react to to things just like I do, but they're not a piece of crap in their eyes, but I am. I mean, do you see how unreasonable these people are? Like, there's no reasoning with unreasonable people, and I've done a show on that, and that's why if you want to be a high value person, you got to avoid these low value people. Just continue with the content you want to do and don't let the trolls derail you. Just block and ignore would be my advice. Yeah. No, I agree. And the bottom line is that, I made it very clear. I did a stream last night, and my chat was getting a bit out of hand to the point of where a couple people were fighting, and it was just flooding the chat, right? Kind of like spamming the chat. And I just turned the chat off for a little bit, and then I turned it back on. I'm just not going to deal with that. Like, if people try to do that in the future, I'll just turn the chat off for a while or for the entire show, and that's it. Then people can just listen to what I say and not chat. All right? But yeah, no, like I was saying a second ago, I've gotten some great comments, including when I dissected the Real Talk Christina situation. Yeah, people have been saying it was unsolicited advice. I know she didn't come to me asking me for advice, but she put her situation out there. As a public figure, that makes her susceptible to commentary and criticism. And the funny thing is, the people that accused me of giving her unsolicited advice, they themselves do the same thing and then say it's criticism and commentary. But when I do it, it's an unwanted harassment, right? I mean, you see how much gaslighting these people do, how much they try to manipulate and flip on you, doing things that are good and making them appear like they're bad when they themselves do the same exact things that they're accusing you of doing. It's just, it's gaslighting at its finest, absolutely. It's absolutely gaslighting. If you believe it's gaslighting, put a 1 to chat. If you believe that these people are king gaslighters, put a 1 to chat. That's all it is. It's basically intentional gaslighting, because that's what gets people to react, and that's what entertains the audience and incites the donations to pay the bills. That's all it boils down to. Intentional gaslighting, right? All right, we are almost halfway through here. All right. So we are going to head up to the observation deck for a second, because there's a couple in front of me that I thought was going to go up there, but they turned. So let's go to the observation deck for a second. Jenny Sandler. She is going through a lot right now, and I'm able to see a vulnerable side of her. I am so happy I did not end the friendship. We are closer than ever, so thank you. Eli, remember when you told me not to give up on my good friend, who I felt was always bragging. Well, I listened to your advice, and I'm so glad that I did. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that it panned out for you, Jenny. Um, but did you at least call her out on how she makes you feel? You got to call her out and bring her back down to earth. Because if not, then you're enabling piss poor behavior, right? And as a human being, any human being should not have to deal with piss poor behavior of any other human being. If any person, friend, family member, loved one is exuding piss poor behavior, it's up to you to call them out and bring them back down to earth, or just say, hey, look, I'm not going to put up with this. You continue this, and then I'm going to withdraw myself, right? I did call her out, but I did it jokingly. Okay, yeah, you could try the joking way, which is good. If you did it the joking way and she caught on, wonderful. But sometimes when you call someone out the joking way, to be more subtle about it, Jenny, so you don't hurt their feelings, they don't understand it. As long as she understands that you're not going to put up with her piss poor behavior, even though you mentioned it in a joking way, that's good. If not, then you got to really call her out. Yes, she caught on. Cool. That God bless you, Jenny. That is great to hear. And usually in most cases, when you stand up for yourself and you call people out, they're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. It's all good. The problem with some people out here on YouTube that create drama content, they're not going to change anything, because that would basically change their persona in front of the audience that's paying them and would put them out of business per se, right? That's what's so weird about certain groups out here on YouTube, especially, these drama shit show groups, But in your situation, Jenny, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. We are heading back. I think Don and I are going to have some New York pizza and lasagna tonight. There's a place where they've got a really good deal on New York pizza, and the portions are huge. It'll give us leftovers for 2 to 3 days. So, spend like $30-40 for 3 days worth of food. That's a great freaking deal. Thanks, Eli. Yeah, you're welcome, Jenny. You're absolutely welcome. What else is on your mind, folks? I pretty much shared everything I want to share. I want to open up this chat. You folks can ask me whatever you want to ask me. Look, even if you want to ask me about that stream from, earlier today or overnight, from last night on the main channel, if you folks want to ask me, questions about that, I'm open to answering it. I really want people to feel satisfied that they're getting what they want to get out of consuming my content, or whatever your agenda is out here on YouTube. I really want to do my part and help you accomplish that. So I'm not going to be closed off to answering questions, so feel free. Have you coached about imposter syndrome? No, but what do you mean by imposter syndrome? Is that somebody that pretends to be somebody else because they wish they could be like that person? I've kind of heard that phrase before, but I don't really know too much about it. Can you let me know more about what it is? I believe you mentioned that outspoken, and I can give you my thoughts. And yeah, I can do some research on it. Maybe there are some Reddit postings that I can do some content on that. It sounds interesting to me because there are a lot of people out here on YouTube that love to talk about me and love to reuse my content. It's so funny, like that stream that Christina did. Like, it's been like re-uploaded so many places, and a lot of these people don't understand how copyright works, and they're trying to work around it by saying that we're using the broadcast of another creator that rebroadcasted you to use your content. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many levels of people the content goes through before you use it. If my content appears on your channel in any way, shape, or form, you're infringing upon my copyright. And what you may think is fair use may not be fair use. You know, you're not allowed to rebroadcast someone's entire stream and critique the entire stream, because that takes away from the original, right? And I'm not looking to cause any issues here. I'm just saying, like, it's really funny how these people, maybe they have imposter syndrome. These people, like, they have no original content of their own. They can't just, go live and talk like I do with just my face and my microphone. Well, here's my face again. I was showing you the beautiful scenery, right? And the funny thing, furthermore, I want to know what you folks think about these creators that rebroadcast other people's content, or they use other people's content and they dissect it. That's all they do. And then they don't even show their face. They just show like an avatar. Like, they won't even show their face because, obviously they're probably unhappy about what they look like, or they're out of shape or whatever, right? So they don't show their face or their body or both. And they don't create original content. They critique other people. So what kind of value does that bring, right? Like, what are we supposed to think about people that create 100% of their content based on dissecting other people's content instead of creating their own original content? Most of what I do out here is original content. Every now and then I'll throw in a Reddit posting, but I put my own spin on that. That is truly fair use, right? These people out here that do it at the level they do it to me and others as their only form of content, and then they don't show their face, right, at the same time, they just, again, they they got nothing besides that. They got nothing to offer the world besides that. If they did, they would do it, right? Insta Poppy, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Let's see. Chowder says, oh, that was you, Chowder, that said that about imposter syndrome. When you feel like any success is luck and not earned. Imposter syndrome. When you feel like success is luck and not earned. Well, let me share my thoughts about this before I do more research based on what you said. I honestly feel success is partially based on luck. Success is primarily based on skill, motivation, and desire, right? And working hard and not being lazy, right? It's primarily based on all the stuff I just mentioned, but there's also a bit of luck that goes into it too, especially if you're out here on YouTube, because you could be the best creator on the planet and make the best content, and if you don't trigger the YouTube algorithm to get you more views, it doesn't matter how good you are. If your content is not being pushed out, and if you don't get lucky to eventually, trigger that algorithm, you're probably never going to be successful on the platform. What I'm trying to do is trigger that algorithm. I'm creating constant content. I'm connecting with more and more positive people. I'm asking people to more so share the content, right? So, there is a bit of luck that goes into being successful regarding anything you're trying to accomplish. Does that make sense? That's my opinion, actually. Welcome, Insta Poppy, says Jenny Sandler. But I do understand commentary is a thing. Nothing, just watching you, says Insta Poppy. Let's see. Jenny Sandler says, I never understood that, honestly. If you wanted to watch someone else, I would just watch it at their channel. And Zero Jewel says, there are so many creators that don't cam up nowadays. A lot is to do with anonymity, especially where people are so critical in this community. Well, yes, I forgot to mention, you're right, Jewel. Some of it has to do with anonymity, but a lot of it has to also do with they're insecure about the way they look. Maybe they put on some weight, right? Maybe they don't want to doll themselves up a little bit before going live, Before I go live, especially on the in-studio streams, I shave myself, I wear some nice clothes, right? I wash my face, I'm all ready to go. But a lot of these people, they're just sitting there waiting for a rebroadcast to happen, right? Waiting. They're just sitting around waiting for one of many creators that they rebroadcast to go live, and they go live on the fly. And they just, even though we all know who these people are, they still don't show their face, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just stating the facts, right? In my opinion, a real creator shows their face, uses their real name, has good audio and video quality, and has something of value to share with the world, right? I don't feel there's any value if you're reusing someone's content just to criticize them, to belittle them for drama, shit show entertainment, right? Now, they might argue and say, well, it's the entertainment value is there. Yeah, but is that really entertainment, or is that hatred? If you consider the hatred of others entertaining, then you got more serious issues than I thought you had, right? Right? I mean, what kind of good human beings want to see other people get belittled on the internet or on YouTube, right? I mean, if you're a good person, are you going to enjoy watching certain creators belittle and berate other people on the internet, such as YouTube, as their form of content and way of making money? I mean, do you hear how that sounds? Do you hear like how just ridiculous and immature that sounds? Speaking of shaving, what is your opinion on guys shaving their private parts? I think they should do it. They should keep it trim. I do. Dawn bought me this I used to do it with scissors and stuff and a straight edge, but when I got with Dawn, she bought me this like really nice, like $50, $60 manscaper. And let me tell you, those things are fantastic because you can shave close to your balls and it won't cut your balls, right? When you get one of those actual manscapers, spend the money one time. Spend $50, $60. They last forever. They're rechargeable, right? They're USB rechargeable. Everything is USB rechargeable nowadays. They work fantastic. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, listen, the more well groomed you are as a guy, the more women are attracted to you because you're taking care of yourself, right? It's kind of like, okay, if you're walking through a forest and the brush is high, it's harder to to walk through it. But when you keep it nice and trim like they do here, it's easier to walk through it. Same thing as a guy when you're with a woman intimately. If you keep yourself groomed, it's much easier for her to navigate that area for certain oral activities. Okay, does that make sense there? you guys get what I'm saying. Oh Lord, well Jenny, it's the truth. You know that. You know it's the truth. I'm not trying to make it, feel uncomfortable. It's the truth. I mean, I think the guys are having a little bit of fun, but they're also asking those are good questions actually, right? Those are good questions. Manscaping, look, you guys want women to shave their things, right? Shave that thing, right? You should keep yours trim. You don't have to shave it totally bald, but I would definitely keep it trim. Zero Jules is laughing. Yeah, it seems to be pretty humid today because there's rain coming back to the Bay Area, I believe, on the weekend. It's about 73 degrees, but I'm feeling thirsty. And I had a lot to drink before I got on the trail. But it seems to be a little humid, so it's all good. I've got a mile to go. I'm almost like halfway back. Like a Velcro runway, says Zero Jules. That's fantastic. And Jenny's like Jules, and she's laughing. I'm not going to answer those certain questions. Come on, guys. Goth influencer, I used to shave before I was married. Now my wife has to deal with my hairy balls. That's great. Oh, dude. The one piece of advice I give to men and to women is to not change the way you are after you get married. You married each other because of the way you were before you got married. So why are you going to change when you get married? I know we're kind of being funny, and I'm not trying to pick on you, goth influencer. I'm just saying, it's an obvious thing. You marry someone because of the way they were before you got married. So people get married, and then they stop taking care of themselves. They let their pubes grow like a forest, and it's like, come on, guys and gals, man. That's the key to making it work. You got to still be the same person. You got to still take care of yourself, and you still got to, as a man, you got to date and court your wife in the same way as you did before you got married. While you're married, right? There's a nice plane coming. LOL, goth. Ha ha ha, goth says Zero Jules. Oh, that's a nice light blue plane right there. That's cool. That's old school. Nice. You have to be on your best behavior before you get married. After you get married, it's time to let loose. That's definitely not true, bro, but I get the joke. Jenny Sandler, my husband and I made an agreement that he would pay for all of the services I needed after I gave birth. He wasn't prepared for it all. Please, Jenny, don't tell me you're talking about expensive, Brazilian waxing services, right? That you're talking about Brazilian wax, huh, Jenny? And that's a very expensive service, especially if you go monthly or bi-monthly, right? Or at least once every 3 months. Goth, we tell each other when we gain weight, it holds us accountable. Eli, all of it. Yes, see, I knew you were talking about Brazilian wax because that shit's not cheap, Jenny. So, knowing when I heard you say that after you give birth, your husband has to take care of all of the maintenance stuff, I knew you were talking about Brazilian wax because that's the most expensive thing I could think of, Jenny. And you're like Dawn. You both love the expensive stuff. Now, listen, it's all good. You got to take care of yourselves, right? And I love that Dawn takes care of herself in that way, and it's great that you do the same thing. But that's great. Yeah, look, what Jenny's saying is if her or her husband put on a little weight, they hold each other accountable. Then they go and they work out a little bit more, or take walks more often, or jogs more often, and they get back into shape. And see, that's great. You see, when you're in a marriage or a dating relationship, especially if you're living together, right? You got to hold each other accountable, right? You hold each other accountable. Your accountability partners, your best friends, your teammates. You don't let each other fail, right? A great partnership in a marriage or in a dating relationship, especially if you're living together before you get married, right? You hold each other accountable, and you don't let each other fail. That's like the best thing. There's no other reason to get married or to date someone if you're not going to be true partners and support each other in everything, right? That's fantastic, Jenny. I like hearing that. Only the funny guys, Richard. You know what I mean. Well, also hair and nails and yoga and facials and massages. Yes, it is important. As a woman, I like to feel my best. It has been a rough 2 years. Whoops. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Jenny, if it's not too personal, when you say it's been a rough 2 years, what do you mean by that? Because from what it sounds like to me, like no matter what you and your husband encounter, you always find a way to work through it together as a team. And that's very inspirational. And that's wonderful, right? Nobody's perfect, right? Don and I go through stuff all the time, but we communicate fantastic. We have fantastic communication, and it sounds like you and your husband do too. Even though you may not agree with him, and he may not agree with you at times, you both talk things out, and you eventually figure it out because you leave the lines of communication open, right? I am talking about COVID had us all in the house. Then I got sick last year. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're talking about what you went through, and you guys had to all change gears, kind of like what Don's been going through. Even before the broken ankle, Don was dealing with depression and anxiety. I know there are a lot of people out here on YouTube in the past that dealt with anxiety and depression massively, and they turned their lives around. God bless them, right? Well, Don was dealing with that, and I will tell you, I will announce this today, and Don will share more about it when we go live together next, hopefully this weekend, members only. Dawn's depression and anxiety has gotten under control. She's got the best doctors. She's got great medication. She's got great, her family, her mother and father are more so supporting her now. Um, she's got my support and my family's support. And, you know, she's just worked so hard to turn around difficult situations, especially with, you know, what her daughter has put her through, right? And I'm really proud of Dawn. I'm really proud of her. And I'm sure your husband and your kids are really proud of you too, Jenny, you know, for working through what you went through. Yes, we have a solid relationship. We argue, but we never ever stay mad. Sometimes we even start arguing. Sorry, sometimes we even start laughing. Is that weird? No, it's not weird. You see, women are emotional beings. They react to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Jenny, you know that. Dawn knows that. Everyone knows that. So when women get triggered at me every time I come out publicly and say, women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, it's because it's the truth, right? It's the truth, right? So your husband gets that. I get that. So you ladies are reacting to you ladies are reacting to things sometimes that don't even involve us guys. We understand that, at least us good, strong, real men, non-pussified, non-beta males, right? And when you come at us, sometimes, like when Dawn will come at me at times, she's having a moment, I'll start to laugh. And she'll say, "Why are you laughing? I'm serious. I don't like this and that." I said, "Baby, I'm laughing because you're being ridiculous." "I'm not being ridiculous." "You are, baby." I sit there with a smile and just a cool, calm, and collected face, right? And she'll go off a little bit longer, just like you will, Jenny. Then all of a sudden, I'll say, "Baby, come here, give me a kiss." And then she caves and gives me a kiss. It's all over, right? That's all you got to do, man. I mean, it's the most simple shit that most men don't get. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, you know? And look, you got to hold your woman accountable in that situation. Just like she needs to hold you accountable as a man when you do dumb things, right? And I'm not saying women's emotions are dumb. It's just, it is what it is. They are what they are, right? Probably because we look crazy. I know I do, because when I calm down, I am like, what just happened? Well, that's the same way that, you know, Dawn is. That's the same way. That's the same way pretty much all women are. You know, women are biologically different than men. Women respond to everything emotionally first, based on how they're feeling in the present moment, and then they may reason with logic afterwards, right? Real strong non-beta males use logic and reasoning before they respond, and then they might show some emotion afterwards. Men that respond in the same ways as ladies responding emotionally first are men that we call little girls. You're acting like a little girl. You're acting like a bitch, right? You know, when we call men that, when we say men are like that, it's because it's not normal for a man to react to things emotionally first. It's normal for a man to use logic and reasoning and try to, figure out the best way to respond before responding and then getting overly emotional, right? That's the difference between men and women. That's our biological difference. And look, don't come at me and tell me that's not true. Every single coach I've followed, every single person that teaches personal development, that talks about male and female relationship dynamics has said the same thing. Men and women are biologically different. Jenny Sandler, I also have learned to pick and choose my battles. I used to try and win everything. Yes, you are correct. Embrace the biology. That's right. Yeah, Jenny, I'm glad you brought that up. I've kind of talked about this before, and I'll talk about it again. Maybe I'll do a full stream on this. You said that you used to always try to win everything, and you don't feel that way anymore. I used to be the same way when I was younger. When I was in my teens and early to mid-20s, I was very competitive, and I always felt like if I didn't win at everything with my brother, my family, my friends, I would like overreact. I would act like a little girl. Like a bitch, I would act like that. And then as I got older, into my late 20s, early 30s, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm acting like a little girl, and I'm a man. This is not right. No wonder why my friends think I'm strange. No wonder why women keep breaking up with me. You learn that this is not masculine behavior, right? Sometimes it takes longer to figure it out, right? I figured it out in my mid to late 20s to early 30s, right? And that's why now I come out here and I say, look, it's not about winning. Yeah, if you can win, that's great, right? It's not about winning or losing. It's how you play the game, right? Now, sure, you should try to win and give it your best shot. But if you lose, don't be a poor loser. And if you win, be humble about it, right? The best way to win is to be humble about it. Because the people that are humble when they win, or let's say rich people that are humble, when people that are winners or have lots of money are very humble, they are respected and loved at a far greater level than people that aren't. And it just feels a lot better to be a humble person. Okay? No matter what you have. No matter how good you are at something, no matter how often you win or how much money you have, the more you have, and if you have a lot more than the average person, and you're humble, the more people will respect you and appreciate you. They'll say, wow, this guy has millions, but he's a giving person. He donates a lot. He doesn't show off his money. He doesn't flex his muscles. He doesn't try to belittle anyone or say that he's better than anyone. No. They're saying, hey, we're just the same. We're fortunate to hit a streak of luck. We made some good money. And we want to take that money and help people with it. And give back. And not be selfish, not be greedy. It's a good point, Jenny. I should probably do a stream at some point and see if I can find some supporting, some supporting documentation on the internet that I can dissect on. It's not about winning or losing. It's about how you play the game. I'm stepping in tractor tire tracks. Wow, that was a little bit uneven right there. I'm feeling this walk today, I'll tell you. I've been on this trail in like a little over a week. I've only been on this is the second time I've been on this trail probably in the last month and a half or so. Because of how busy Dawn and I have been and because of some rain, I've been primarily walking at Red Morton Park. And this is a little bit more of a challenging trail than Red Morton because there are some inclines and declines, even though it's pretty much flat. And it's longer. And there's also a lot more allergens out here because you're right by the San Francisco Bay, you know, the wetlands, and there's just a lot. Yeah, there's just a lot more to deal with out here. Eli, do you bring water with you as it gets warmer? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. The problem is I do have, you know, I find everything real cheap through like REI and Under Armour, and I have some really nice water pouches that I could fill with like a liter of water. The problem is I have to attach it to my belt, and it really weighs me down. And I'm already, see the thing, Jenny, I'm already weighed down. I've got this selfie stick. I got a battery in my pocket. I got my car keys, my wallet, right? My phone's attached to this selfie stick. I've got cables for the microphone jack and for it to charge and stay charged. Like, there's already a lot going on. So unless it gets super, super hot, I don't bring water. But I mean, I can typically do the 3 miles without water. I mean, I really shouldn't, but I've never had a problem doing it. But I'm gonna find a way. Maybe I'll just have to wear a belt around my waist and clip the water bottle on that. Or actually, Dawn got me this backpack that I haven't used, where it has a water, a big water bag in there I could fill up, and then I can have the mouthpiece. So I might start wearing that. The thing is, it's just more equipment. It takes longer to set up. You know what I'm saying? But as it gets hotter, I'll probably have to do that. That's a great question. Yeah, you should be bringing water. Like, I'm not going to lie. I should have water with me right now. No matter how good shape you're in or healthy you are. I mean, I'm very healthy. I'm in decent shape. It's better to have water. Let's just put it that way. Prep it the night before if you have time. Oh, the prep takes no time, Jenny. The problem is it's one more thing to set up when you get to the trail. I can have it prepped, have it in the car, but you gotta understand I have all these pieces to put together between this microphone, the windscreen, the plug that I plug the microphone headset into, the wire that plugs, you know, my external battery to my phone as well, connecting the phone to the phone holder, connecting the holder to the selfie stick, right? It's another step, and then filling up the backpack, wrapping the wire around this, putting the backpack on your shoulders. When it's cold, adding gloves on. It's a process. Like doing this whole thing, a lot of people think it's like, okay, you know, I just decided to go live, and 5 minutes later I'm live. No, this is like every live stream I do from a walk is literally an hour and a half to 2 hours of prep time between setting up the stream on the computer and then coming out to the trail or the park and setting up my equipment and then breaking it down afterwards. It's quite a bit of work, but I love it, don't get me wrong. So yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out. But that was a great question, Jenny. Thank you for asking. Forget the backpack, get a fanny pack instead. Yeah, I have fanny packs, and I've tried those. The problem is it still weighs you down. When you carry water, Even a small bottle of water is going to weigh you down. Now, if you have it on in a backpack on your shoulders, that's great because your shoulders are strong. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end up going hiking in the future, and hopefully Don will get cleared to do some hiking too. But when I used to go hiking back in the days, I had a special hiking backpack with a strap around my waist, shoulders, chest strap, and then nicely padded straps on the back. And I would literally put like 15 to 20 drinks in there and some food, and it literally weighed about maybe 40 pounds, but it was distributed, and that was no problem. But I also wasn't holding a selfie stick in my hands and wearing a headset and all of that, right? So the best way to do it is the backpack. But yeah, the fanny pack, I mean, I could probably try that again and just deal with it. But yeah, it does weigh you down. I'll figure something out. I always do. But thank you for all the advice, folks. I greatly appreciate that. I'm almost off the trail anyway. So, yeah, it's all good. It's been a great walk, and I really appreciate everyone that showed up here today. Don and I, we are excited about the future of what's coming here. And, if you would like to support the future of what we have going on here, we would appreciate your support. If you're able to support monetarily, that would be great. If not, just showing up, asking your questions, sharing this out, and making other people aware, we would appreciate that. If you are able to support monetarily while we're live, whether we're here on Coach Eli 2 or on the main channel, Coach Eli Elias Melas, you can donate via super chat or super sticker, that $sign at the bottom. You can send a super chat or super sticker in any amount. A super chat allows you to send a highlighted message up to $500. A super sticker lets you send a message or an expression. And I believe the max you can send is $50 or $100 via super sticker. Super chat, it's $500. On the live stream replays after they're done processing and the pre-recorded videos, you have the super thanks there. You can donate in the comments section of any video or live stream replay once it's done processing. Sometimes live streams can take anywhere from an hour to 12 hours to process before you see the super thanks. And that will, place your comment out there highlighted with the amount you donated and your name and your comment as well, or your question. You can also donate via Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot's been sharing my Cash App and PayPal links every 7 minutes in the chat, or you can go below the description, and those same Cash App and PayPal links are there. On PayPal, it's paypal.me/Coach Eli, and on Cash App, it's at $sign the real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. Again, we would appreciate your support one way or another. We're really looking to take this to the next level now. We've just invested a lot of time to work through some past kinks. We've been working hard, both Dawn and I. I know Dawn hasn't been doing content that much lately, but she is helping me behind the scenes, and she will be back on the front line soon. Speaking for myself, I've just been going full force lately. I really enjoy doing this, and I really believe in the people. And I just want to do whatever I can to help motivate and inspire people to better themselves and to learn to love themselves and get ahead much quicker and further than I did. I wish I knew what I know now when I was 16, 17, 18, or even 20 or 25. We didn't have this technology back when I was the age of some people following what I do now. over 20 years ago, this wasn't available. And the only place you can get information like this was on a DVD or a book, right? But I still learned everything the hard way. And now, through technology, YouTube, and other social media methods, I want to help people learn what I learned much quicker and easier so you could have a great life and enjoy your life in regards to anything you want to accomplish personally and professionally. Folks, get your final questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. I'm going to be going off the air really soon. I came to walk early. It's probably close to 5:15 or 5:20 or 5:30 Pacific, which is 8:15 or 8:30 Eastern. So, I wanted to start this day early because I'm going to grab some dinner for Dawn and I. I'm going to grab some dinner for Dawn and I with the millions that we just have spewing out of our asses. And we're going to go buy a $600 pizza. And we're gonna charge that to the estate, and then my mother will just pay for that. That's what we're gonna do. So please forgive me that I'm not gonna be on any longer. Yeah, Jenny. Jenny, I'm being a little sarcastic with these statements, right? I'm just trying to keep it real with people, right? I'm going to go buy a $600 pizza, and then I'm going to charge it to the Melas estate, and then I'm going to send a bill to my mom to pay for it, right? $600 pizza must be Round Table. Well, I'll tell you, here in the Bay Area, we've got some fancier places than Round Table, bro. There was this place when I used to date my ex, Dana. I forgot what it was called. It was a local pizza place. It was fresh ingredients. It was top notch. And one time I bought this $50 pizza, but I got extra cheese on it and extra toppings and all. I had like 10 toppings and extra cheese, right? And I did this live stream from Dana's house while I was house sitting for her, while her and her family were off in the Dominican Republic, right? And then all these morons on YouTube here, these little man-childs on YouTube were saying, Dana's getting destroyed in the DR. She's getting drilled in the DR by Chad and Tyrone or by Pedro or whatever, right? Like these immature, man-childs out here, right? I'm broadcasting from Dana's house. And I'm saying, yeah, she's in the Dominican Republic. And they're saying, Dana got long peened in the DR. I'm like, God, man, Dana got long peened in the DR. That's like these guys. These guys are so pathetically immature and insecure, right? That they need to trash talk another man's woman to feel good about themselves. I can sit back and laugh at it now. It really bugged me back then, I'm not going to lie, but I was still fairly new to all this back then, right? Can your mom send us a pizza as well? Oh yeah, I'll tell my mom to send you a $600 pizza too, and she'll pay it out of the estate fund, bro. Okay, yeah. Pizzas on Mrs. Melas for everyone. $600 pizzas for everyone, right? and Mrs. Melas will also throw in a bottle of, which now costs about $200. We're going to throw in a bottle of Dom Perignon, which is highly overrated champagne. It's about $250 right now. They're about $200 at the cheapest. She'll throw in a bottle of Dom Perignon for all of you. How's that? So a $600 pizza and $200 Dom Perignon, courtesy of Mrs. Melas and the estate fund of the fund, the estate fund of the Melas family, right? Yeah, bro. I think we all know. I don't even think a $600 pizza really exists. I'll have to Google search what is the most expensive pizza, and maybe do part of a show on that. That would be interesting, right? You're laughing about it. It sounds like you like the other side a little. I don't like the other side at all. What I'm doing, Richard T, is you know, just laughing about it. I'm just I'm just getting a good laugh at it because it's so stupid, Richard. That's all good, dude. Richard, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're somebody from the other side. I don't know, Richard. Maybe you're playing both sides of the fence. It doesn't matter, but it's all good. Lots of love, Richard. I gotta go, folks. Uh, Taking the rest of the night off. I just love that view. Thanks for the great stream, Eli. Give my best to Don. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here, Jenny. Thank you again for becoming a channel member again, and for also, in addition to that, your $10 super chat. Much love. Yeah, Don really loves you, Jenny Sadler. Don loves everyone, but Jenny Sadler and Sandra Palacio, like Don says, hi, Sandra, if you're still around. I don't know. Um, and Sandra, I was telling Don last night, you know, I'm not going to get too far into it here, but you know what I'm talking about. I was telling, you know, Don, you know, some wonderful things that you said to me yesterday, and some wonderful things that you did. You know what I'm talking about. And she misses talking with you, and she hopes everything is going well for you. And Don and I both want you back in the Bay Area, and we'll do what we can to make that happen. With that being said, thank you, everybody. I'm taking the rest of the night off. There will be no late night stream tonight, so to the restreamers, don't even worry about waiting up. You're not going to get anything. I'll probably be back tomorrow at some point. With that being said, have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. Love you all.